This is not a course you watch. It is a course you work through. If you treat this like background content, commentary, or something to get through, it will do nothing. It will do nothing for you at all. Worse than that, it will give you false confidence. Each day in Court Ready in 30 days is designed to be completed in order, one day at a time. Do not skip ahead. Do not binge watch. Do not save tasks for later. The system you are dealing with punishes people who rush, react, or assume they already understand what's happening. This course trains the behavior. Daily instruction. This is non-negotiable. Each day follows the same structure. Watch the lesson once properly. No multitasking, no distractions. This is orientation, not entertainment. Let it land before you act. If something irritates you, challenges you, or makes you uncomfortable, well, pause. That reaction is information. Complete the daily task in writing, not in your head, not as a bullet points, not as a rant, but write it out slowly and deliberately. Do not improve the task. The task is intentionally limited. Overworking it means you've missed the point. Stop when the task is done. Simple. Do not jump ahead. Do not start drafting responses or statements unless explicitly told to later in the course. This course is building behavioral discipline, not just insight. Important about time. Some lessons will be short. Some will be long. Time is not the measure. Time is not the measure of progress here. Clarity is. If a lesson takes you 10 minutes to process, fine. If it takes you an hour to sit with, also fine. What matters is that you understand the principle, complete the task, move on without emotional residue. What is this course and what this course will and will not do? This course will change how you see family court, reduce reactive behavior, improve how you are perceived by professionals, help you stop making unforced errors. This course will not give you legal advice, guarantee outcomes, validate every feeling, turn up in family court into something that it's not. If you want reassurance, this is the wrong place. If you want competence, stay. And one last final instruction. You do not need to agree with everything in this course immediately. You do need to apply it honestly. The people who benefit most from this training are not the angriest, the loudest, or most convinced they are right. They are the ones willing to slow down, observe, and adjust. And that starts now. Proceed to day one only when you're prepared to do the work properly. Day one, what family court actually is. And this is a foundational orientation. Before you learn family law, you need to unlearn the story you were sold. And you were sold a story by well-meaning people, bad advisors, pamphlets, websites, charities, and sometimes even professionals who should have known better. The story goes like this. Family court is a place where truth is weighed, where facts are tested, where reason prevails, where if you are calm, honest, and cooperative, the right outcome will eventually emerge. That story is comforting, though. It's also lethal because people cling to it they cling to it while their cases are quietly falling apart underneath them. And they don't even understand why. Let's be clear about something early on, and not to be dramatic, but to be accurate. Family court is not a justice forum. It is not a moral forum. It is not primarily a legal forum in the way that most people understand law. It is an administrative risk management system. That doesn't mean there are no laws. It doesn't mean judges are evil. And it doesn't mean everyone is acting in bad faith. It means the system has a different primary function, different to the one that most people assume. Family court exists to manage uncertainty, to contain perceived risks, to reduce institutional exposure, to make sure that when, not if, something goes wrong later, there is a clear paper trail showing that the correct boxes were ticked. That is the operating logic. Every decision in family court is shaped by one question that is never written down, never put in an order, and never spoken out loud. but it is always present, sitting silently in the background of every hearing. If this decision comes back to haunt us in 6 months or 2 years' time, who gets the blame? Not what is the full truth. Who is the better parent? What is the fairest outcome in human terms? Who gets blamed? Judges do not manage facts. They manage outcomes, liability, and professional exposure. They are not sitting there thinking, how do I get to the bottom of this? No. They're not thinking, how do I get through this safely? They are thinking, how do I get through this safely? Once you see that, a lot of things that felt insane suddenly make sense. It explains why the first allegation carries so much weight even when it's thin, because the first allegation creates the initial risk frame. Everything else after that is interpreted through that lens. It explains why interim arrangements, even ones everyone privately knows are nonsense, quietly harden into permanent realities, because changing course later looks risky. It explains why a calm, competent, emotionally regulated parent can lose ground to someone who appears distressed, chaotic, or volatile, because distress reads as risk, and risk triggers management. The system isn't not asking who's telling the truth. It's asking which version of events feels safest to contain. And once perceived risk is established, the court stops asking, is this true? And starts asking, how do we manage this without it blowing back onto us? Now, this is the point where some people get angry. Others get cynical. Some want to storm out and call the whole thing corrupt. And that reaction is understandable, but it's useless, because today is not about fixing the system. You're not here to reform family court. You are not here to educate judges, and you are definitely not here to win a moral argument with an institution that does not run. You are here to see it clearly. Clarity is not bitterness. Clarity is not giving up. Clarity is not selling out. Clarity is power. Once you understand what the system is actually optimized to do, you stop fighting imaginary rules, the ones you thought applied, and you start positioning yourself intelligently inside the real ones. You stop wasting energy on outrage that goes nowhere. You stop arguing points that never land. You stop mistaking emotional honesty for strategic competence. And from this point on, everything you do, your tone, your documents, your decisions, your concessions, your timing starts to change. And that is why this lesson comes first. Because without this shift, everything else in the course collapses back into fantasy. Now, today's practical task that I want people to do, and this is not an action, you need to get it done. Today, you're not fixing anything. You are not responding to allegations. You are not drafting statements. You're not defending yourself. You are observing the system, like an anthropologist who just realized that the tribe operates on rules nobody admits out loud. Choose any family law case, ideally your own, but it can be another if you need emotional sort of distance from it. Write 3 short paragraphs. Nothing more. Answer only these questions. Who created the first narrative? And by this, I mean, who framed the situation in risk management terms at the very beginning? Not who shouted loudest, who defined the problem the court is now sort of managing. So who called the police first? Who raised the alarm bells? Who made the allegations? Number 2, who now carries the perceived risk? So which party is being treated as the one who must reassure the system, explain themselves, demonstrate the capable parent, demonstrate insight, or prove safety? Who is under scrutiny? And finally, the third one, who is the system actually protecting? Not emotionally, institutionally. Which decisions, professionals, or procedural choices appear to be insulating from criticism, scrutiny, or appeal? Not emotion, not blame, no fixing, just observation. If this task makes you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is sound is the sound of an illusion cracking. And once it cracks, don't go back.